All right, so I was kind of expecting Mookie Betts to be traded by this point. Like, I thought, maybe the Dodgers or the Padres would have really pulled the, would have really just gone for it and just made the trade happen. But we're sitting here. I'm still waiting for some news to happen. I need this trade. I need Puig to sign with somebody. I just need something big to happen so we can continue with these offseason rebuilds. So today what we're going to do is Arenado leaving the Rockies. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a normal rebuild with the Rockies, but we're going to trade Arenado and see how it goes. So if you guys are still enjoying these rebuilds, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And as always, in the comment section, let me know your thoughts and your wants for future videos. If you missed the last video, what I'll do is I'll put it on screen so you guys can see what it was, and also I'll leave a link to it above me so that you can go check it out if you want. Above me is the roster that I've been using. This is the username, so if you search this, just go to the most recent one that's been created or updated, and then that'll be the roster that you guys should use. And all social media links down in the description below: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Go and give them a follow if you haven't yet. So no further ado, let's get into this Rockies rebuild and let's see what we can do with this team without Nolan Arenado. All right, so as we hit the offseason, the big thing with the Rockies is pitching. Pitching is atrocious on this team, and we definitely need to add some pitching. So let's take a look, kind of see what we're working with. Just a heads up, the draft went atrocious. Like no good players out of the draft. Just throughout the whole league, it was pretty disappointing actually. I went through like every team's draft picks. Didn't look too great at all. So players I really want to get rid of: Ian Desmond, 100%. This contract is absolutely disgusting. I don't want him on the team anymore. And then obviously we need to trade Nolan Arenado. Trevor Story is a player I do want to keep. He's a key piece going forward. And then really I'm not really attached to much besides like Blackmon and Dahl. So like Dahl, Blackmon, and Trevor Story, those are kind of the players that I'm cool with keeping on the team. And then pitching wise, I mean, we could trade anybody. I mean, there's not really a player where I'm looking and I'm like, I would totally keep this player. They would definitely stay on the pitching staff. So when we take a look at the budget as well, Trevor Story is a big one I want gone, like I've mentioned. Scott Oberg, probably a player we should get rid of. And then that's probably about it, even though Scott Oberg was one of our better pitching arms this season. So I wasn't going to re-sign Yonder Alonso. No point in doing that. Arbitration wise, probably, man, Tony Walters is so bad. He's so bad. But we'll arbitration everybody. Yeah, contracts wise, probably everybody as well. And then when we take a look at free agency really quick, it's pretty bad. There's not much to get excited about here. I mean, I guess we could do with like maybe a center field bat if there's a better one, or maybe like a second baseman or something. But the main focus is going to be pitching, along with trading Nolan Arenado, of course. All right, so we're still in the offseason, and I want to make a trade to get rid of Ian Desmond so that we can afford to sign a couple players or make a couple trades when the season starts. One of the players I'm looking at is Jameson Taillon. He's able to be traded for if we get rid of Kyle Freeland. I'm looking at Kyle Freeland's stats. I'm not liking him. I think he's a little bit overhyped in real life. And then we'll just add a player to get this trade done. And also in the game, his stats just aren't good enough to really be a player that I think would last long in our rebuild or our rotation. Kyle Hendricks is another player I'm interested in getting. He could potentially be a good piece, pretty decent contract as well. Zach Wheeler's another one, but he just joined the Phillies in real life, so I feel like that's kind of a trade that is meh. Aaron Nola is just out of reach, and I'm talking like just out of reach. I've tried every single player that's available. We just can't get it done, unfortunately, which is really disappointing. Like, I mean, he is like, unless we trade Nolan Arenado, which I guess we could do that. It's just the contract with him is like, we just need to trade him by himself. So I've looked at other players. Syndergaard's a little bit out of reach as well. So I'm thinking a player like Jameson Taillon or maybe like a Kyle Hendricks would be good. I have a feeling we haven't traded for Hendricks in a while. So let's just do that. Plus, like, I don't know, someone that they have on their team who could potentially be of help. Looking at the squad, what could we use? A second baseman maybe that can hit, like Carlos Aswaje. Ooh, okay. Let's make this deal happen. There we go. Daniel Murphy, Kyle Freeland, and Ian Desmond for Kyle Hendricks and Asuaje, because I'm not really sure who else I would want from this Cubs team, especially since I want to use Raimel Tapia. I want him to play center field for us, so I don't really want to go for an outfielder. So yeah, that's the trade we're going to make right here. This is it. All right, so I was thinking, and I realized I traded for Carlos Asuaje, and he's technically joining the Cubs in 2020. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade him back to the Cubs, and I'm just going to take a really bad player from them. Just because I was like, well, that doesn't really make sense to take a player that just joined the Cubs, especially since that was part of the reason why I didn't take Zach Wheeler in the trade. So what I'll do is maybe I take Daniel Murphy back. That way it was almost like it didn't happen. Like that was probably something I shouldn't have done to begin with. So there we go. We'll do that because technically I added Daniel Murphy to make sure that I could get Carlos Asuaje. So looking at the team now, this is kind of what we're working with. Our second baseman is going to be Brendan Rodgers. I know technically he can't play there, but I think he could definitely play there with his stats. And, you know, if you play shortstop and third base, I have a feeling you can play second base as well. So Brendan Rodgers is going to be our second baseman. I know we have Chris Owings and Garrett Hampson. Garrett Hampson's stats are atrocious. We definitely can be fine with Brendan Rodgers at second. The thing now is when we look at the rest of the team, you can see I've added Anthony Santander from free agency. He was there. I think I did a 2-year deal with an option for the second year. So if he doesn't do well, we'll just let him walk. Francisco Mejia, he was in free agency, and I'll show you guys just kind of the roster history so you can see that I actually did sign him in free agency. We picked up Delgado from the Rule 5 draft. He's going to be like our long reliever type player. I'm not going to show you any of the draft picks except for one. It's this guy. This is like our best potential player out of the bunch. Every other one was pretty atrocious. AJ Ramos is going to join us for 1 season, and that's really about it. Free agency was pretty bad, but like I said, Francisco Mejia is going to join us as a catcher with the squad. So I don't know why he was in free agency, but he was, so I'm going to take advantage of it. So that's the team. I guess Ryan McMahon can come out for Daniel Murphy, and I'll just let Daniel Murphy play first base for us. I know it was like, then why did you make the trade? I get that, but the more I thought about it, probably shouldn't be trading for players that have just recently joined teams, at least in the first year. Maybe year 2, year 3, we definitely could do that. But season 1, this is what we're looking like. I definitely think Brendan Rodgers is the right guy to have at second base. Now we need to trade Nolan Arenado. And if we do that, we have a third baseman in our farm system. He's just not ready yet. I don't think he's going to be ready during the rebuild, to be honest. So we need a new third baseman. I guess we could go to the Cubs for Chris Bryant, since that's kind of a rumor. There's also rumors he might go to the Cardinals and other places. So let's just see what we could find for Arenado, and I'll be back, and we'll get this trade done. All right, so I was looking for a bunch of different Arenado trades, and like there are so many different possibilities I could go with, and it is so difficult to just pick one. So I was just kind of seeing what the CPU would offer me, and there were a bunch of really good ones, and I'm trying to keep it so it's like somewhat of like, okay, that one's somewhat realistic, rather than just being like one that I figured out myself, which was Severino, Andujar, and then I threw in Tanaka, and it was okay. And there's no way the Yankees are going to trade Andujar and Severino for Nolan Arenado. I just don't feel like the Yankees would. Maybe they would, but I just feel like that's not something that would happen. But then I saw the Indians do this, and I know the Indians are trying to save money. So this was a deal that I saw. Clevinger, Santana, and Jose Ramirez. And I was thinking, you know what? It's a little outlandish. I know the Indians are huge fans of Clevinger. I know the Indians are they like Jose Ramirez as well. Carlos Santana hasn't been terrible either. But if I was like, hey, you give us these 3 players and you get Arenado, would that be a possibility? So I'm gonna go with this one. I think the only reason Santana's part of the deal is so that budget-wise it works. I think it is a little bit too much, but there's just no other way to make the deal go unless I go with Carrasco, and even that doesn't get the deal done. So I have to go Carlos Santana. This is the deal we're gonna go with. It actually does give us another pitcher. So what I'm gonna do is just to kind of be like, all right, let me just throw some more in with the deal. I'm gonna throw some pitchers that I'm just not going to use. So we're going to go with these guys. That way it's like, okay, it's a little bit better of a trade. That's the deal we're going to make. I think that might be the only trade for season 1. Let me see what I have to do with the lineup, and I'll be back in a sec. All right, last trade, Jake McGee and Ryan McMahon. I don't know why he has such high potential, but he does. We're going to get Michael Fulmer of the Tigers. I think we're going to be in a little bit of trouble contract-wise come season 3. But let's try to win now and see what we can do with the team. So this is our new starting rotation. Our bullpen looks a little bit stronger as well. Sensatella is more of a long reliever, just doesn't have the stamina, so I'm going to put him in that spot. And then with the addition of Hendricks, Clevenger, and Fulmer, I really like this starting rotation. Bullpen looks okay as well. I like that. And then our lineup looks like this. It looks good. So many changes. And I know it's a little crazy, but I'm okay with it. I like it a lot. Let's see how this season plays out. All right, we're in September and not having a good feeling about this season. I'm looking at like the ERAs in the corner. I'm looking at like our wins and losses, and it's not looking great. I have a feeling the bullpen didn't do too great either. 86 wins. Yikes, that is atrocious. So let's take a look. Sensatella, not terrible. That's cool. Wow. Looking at this, AJ Ramos wasn't bad. Randall Delgado was okay, I suppose. Oberg struggled. Yeah. So now that we've got the starting rotation set, it looks like the bullpen is a huge issue. We definitely need to figure that out. Kyle Hendricks, phenomenal. Love it. John Gray, not terrible. I definitely am cool with that. You know, maybe if we move him in like the 3 spot. Marquez, kind of very similar numbers actually. Clevenger maybe could move up to that 2 spot, that 3 spot. And then Fulmer is kind of there as well. So like we just kind of like, and don't get me wrong, under a 4 ERA I'm cool with. It's just I would expect a little bit better, especially since a lot of our budget is going into the starting rotation. I want it to be very good. I want it to be the best of the best, and right now it is not the best of the best. Looking at our bench, pretty bad. Pretty bad indeed. Charlie Blackmon, great year, love it. Jose Ramirez, definitely will take that. It may not be, you know, the year he had last season, but it was still pretty good. I'll take that for sure. Carlos Santana is struggling a little bit. May not bring him back. We could definitely use that money somewhere else. Trevor Story, yes. 35 home runs, 104 RBIs. Perfect. David Dahl, 25 home runs, 85 RBIs. He's only going to get better. That's what I want to see. Daniel Murphy, probably done with the team. Raimel Tapia, as long as he continues to increase, I'm cool with this. This is season 1, so we definitely have some room to grow. Francisco Mejia is going to get better, which is good to see. And then Brendan Rodgers, he's going to increase as well. So this is good. We got a lot of young players who are going to develop. That's what I want to see. We didn't make the postseason, no awards. I mean, we missed out like by 21 games. And in the wild card, we missed out by 2. So it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't the best of season. So let's keep moving forward. Let's forget season 1 happened, and let's really try to turn this team around. Contract with the manager ended. Okay, that's fine. Not a big deal. So let's see what we can do this offseason to fix that bullpen, because that was a big issue with the team. Carlos Santana, I'm going to let him go. I feel like we could just use that money somewhere else. Maybe find a new first baseman. Wade Davis was atrocious. We're going to let him go. AJ Ramos, is he going to do this again? Let's try this. If he's cool with that, that's fine. Randall Delgado, 4 ERA. Let's do this thing I like to do called the club option for $4 million. That's fine. And then the rest of the guys, I'm gonna decline this option because he wasn't that great. And then Chris Owings, I'm just gonna let walk it as well. So there's that. And then let's see what we can do with the rest of the team. The 40 man. Okay, there's nobody. Arbitration wise, I mean, like, everybody was really bad. Like, Estevez wasn't that great. We didn't even use Diaz. So, I mean, like, is he going to be our backup this year? Tony Walters is still there. So, really just the top 3 and then these 2 right here. Those are going to be the players I offer arbitration to. And then contracts-wise, I'll just offer everybody a contract. Quickly through free agency. Pitching, don't even need to think about it. This is where I want to spend my money. We just got to spend it in a very smart way. We need a closer. We need 3 or 4 bullpen arms. And then we need a first baseman. So it's looking like we might end up bringing back, you know, Santana, Murphy, maybe even go after CJ Crone. but we definitely do need a first baseman. I wonder if we have anybody that we could convert over to first base. Doesn't really look like it. So we might just be looking for a first baseman. That's kind of the one area that we're lacking right now. So bullpen, first base, that's what I want to attack this offseason. All right, for season 2. Yeah, season 2. This is what we're going to do. We're going to trade for Edwin Diaz. We're going to trade Carlos Estevez, the guy that we signed or we drafted in Adrian Rivas. That was season 1. That was the only one that really had any value. And then Jake Berger, who's a third base prospect that doesn't look like he's going to be any good. So that's the trade we're going to do. I'm looking at other closers that are available. And with our current budget situation, we have some money to work with, but I don't want to completely just blow the bank on a closer when I know we're gonna have to pay a couple pitchers next season. So Hendricks, Marquez, Gray, Clevenger, Fulmer, nothing has changed there. This is the same. We brought in Pedro Baez. I'm trying to see who else we could use as a setup guy. I know Scott Oberg wasn't the greatest last year, and neither was Jairo Diaz. We don't really have anybody else we could bring up. Maybe Joe Harvey, maybe Yancy Almonte. We could also just go to try to trade for somebody, which is a possibility. We could just make another trade because there's really no one in free agency that'll help us either. Offensively, though, I decided to bring back Carlos Santana for a season. And the reason I did this was because we have this guy, Tyler Nevin, who I think could really help us out next year at first base if need be. We also have Colton Welker, who his stats are slowly getting better. But again, I just don't know if he's going to be good enough to be MLB ready for next season in terms of the game. Like, he's kind of well-rounded, and that's why his overall rating's a little high. But if this was like a 5-year rebuild, he would 100% be in the team by like season 3, season 4, season 5. So we'll see if he gets into the team next year, but we'll have to wait and see. Jay Bruce is added to the team as a power bat. Jed Jerko, bench bat. Danny Santana, bench bat. But the main core of the team is really staying the same because I think it's going to really develop. So let's see how this season goes. If things don't go well, we'll just blow up the team again and see what we can do in season 3. So season 2, here we go. No joke. This might be the one rebuild that we've had in quite some time where we don't make the postseason the first 2 years. I don't think this has happened in, a couple months at least. And we'll hit the 90 win mark, but it's close. 92 wins. We're a postseason team. We're a wild card team. And I mean, we missed out on the division by 6 games. And I guess we did have quite a bit of lead in the wild card. We're the 9th ranked team. But the thing is, like, we just went through some rough patches where I was like, I don't think we're making the postseason. Things are looking ugly. But you can see Charlie Blackmon had the best batting average. Okay, that's good. I see Trevor Story was 2nd with home runs. Awards wise, Charlie Blackmon had the Silver Slugger, and then Kyle Hendricks won a Gold Glove. So, okay, I'll take that. We at least made the postseason this time. We'll take a look at our bullpen. AJ Ramos struggled. Oberg wasn't terrible. I think he's got 1 more year on his contract. He does. And like, he's actually been decent. Randall Delgado was pretty similar to what he did last year. Pedro Baez was great. And Edwin was pretty solid. So it looks like the bullpen definitely turned it up. Let's take a look at our pitching. John Gray struggled for sure. Clevenger and Fulmer. Clevenger was good. Fulmer kind of struggled as well. But you know what? 4 ERAs. I'm not going to freak out about it. Like, this is, it's still pretty good. This is a lot better than what happened last year. So I'm fine with that. Like, that's cool. We're starting to see some progression with the pitching. Looking at our bench, it was better than last year. Garrett Hampson still can't hit a baseball apparently. So he might be a player I trade. He has some value. 80 overall, B potential. Definitely think we could get something for him. A player I wanted to make sure I check out was Colton Welker. He might be a bench bat for us next year. It's crazy to say that. Tyler Nevin didn't develop as much as I would have hoped. So it's looking like we may need a first baseman for next season for the final year. So Charlie Blackmon, great year. 43 home runs, 47 doubles, 118 RBIs, a 10.04 OPS. Solid. That's what you want. Jose Ramirez, just not panning out. The home runs just aren't there. That's disappointing. Trevor Story almost hit 50 home runs. Gotta love it. Carlos Santana hit 33. David Dahl is starting to hit some bombs. 28 with 32 doubles, 305 average, and a 910 OPS. Great. Left fielder looks like he's going to be a beast. Jay Bruce was meh. Wasn't expecting much. Raimel Tapia is up to 83. He's got 17 home runs, 35 doubles, 17 stolen bases, 316 average. I mean, that's That's exciting. That's exciting. I think Mark calls him the most exciting baseball player or most exciting player in the league, something like that. Francisco Mejia, might trade him while he's still got a potential, and then Brendan Rodgers is looking like he's going to be a beast. So that's good. I'm glad to keep him there. I mean, Jose Ramirez might get traded, you know, just it's not panning out, and it might be time to trade him, see if we can get somebody else in return, maybe get a first baseman, and then find a way to get like what could we do here? Move Brendan Rodgers to second, move Colton Welker to third, and then just get a first baseman. That could be a potential, or maybe find a way to get a trade with Jose Ramirez, because he's just not doing it for me. So let's see what we can do. Quick manage this one for sure, since it's our first time in the playoffs, this rebuild. Kyle Hendricks on the mound. He's been lights out for us. He's been really solid. Looking at the Nationals lineup, it's decent, nothing too crazy. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we can get on the board early. Let's see if we can get a couple runs. Not much has happened. Pretty boring game. There we go, Brendan Rodgers. He's proven to me why he should be in the lineup every single day. And I mean, he's looking like he's going to be really good. So bases loaded. Wasn't able to add a couple runs there, but that's fine. We're going to, Kyle Hendricks. A suicide squeeze. We get the run in. There we go. 2-0. 2-2 now. Yikes. All right. Let's see if we can get another run here. Raimel Tapia. Nothing. All right. So Juan Soto. You got to be kidding me, man. Yikes. So we're down 3, which is horrible. I'm going to take out Kyle Hendricks because he's getting rocked a little bit. I think it's just time to bring in somebody else. Let's go. I guess Jay Bruce. He strikes out. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Ooh, we don't even have any lefties in our bullpen. We should probably get a couple lefties next year, huh? Because that could be an issue, and we're not getting outs, which is another issue. So we're down to our last 3 innings. Can we do anything with it? Anything at all? Anything at all? That would be nice. We're really only going to score 2 runs this entire game. It all comes down to this. They bring in Michael Givens. We should be able to score some runs. I can't believe I just let Randall Delgado do that. But he got on base, so there we go. Charlie Blackmon. This is 2 runners thrown out to end the game. All right, off-season time. We gotta do something with this team. Athletics defeat the Cubs. Whoop-de-doo. Jeez, I can't believe that's how we ended the game. 2 runners were thrown out. Are you serious? Let's take a look at our negotiations. This one's gonna be tough. Like, I gotta throw the kitchen sink at Trevor Story. He can have whatever he wants. Load up the contract. We're gonna make it a player option as well. Just, we gotta keep him. Like, that's a player we need to keep. Carlos Santana, no. We're gonna keep Pedro Baez. Randall Delgado has been kind of decent for us, so might as well keep him. And then as a bench bat, Danny Santana. Sure, let's do that. We'll let the rest of the guys go. Yeah, let's do that. So let's keep moving forward. See what we can do in free agency. Arbitration is going to be every single one of these guys. They've been part of the squad. They've been kind of the core. We're going to offer everybody a contract. And then free agency wise, Trevor Story didn't take it. Ooh, that kind of sucks. All right, let's bump it up. Let's bump it up. Let's make it a little crazy, and see if we can get him to sign this one, because we need. We'll do this. We'll just go 10 years. Boom. There's that. Hopefully he signs that. There are some other shortstops that are available: Lindor, Correa, Seager, Baez, but I definitely want to bring back Trevor Story. He's part of the team. All right, so the one move I'm going to make this, or actually season 3, is for a new reliever. Daniel Winkler for Jairo Diaz, Jonathan Diaz, Daza, oh my gosh, Jonathan Daza, and then Mike Nicorak. I lied. I'm making one more deal for a pitcher. I'm going to go after Alex Claudio. I decided, you know what, we need 2 lefties in the bullpen just in case. Let's just go after one of the better ones in the game. And yeah, that is the team now. Like, that's just what we're going to rock with. I'm going to let I guess go like that. I like the bullpen. I like the starting rotation. It looks good. The lineup, really the only thing I would change is Tyler Nevin, but I looked at other first basemen that were available and I thought, you know what? Besides trading for like a top one, which would be like Goldschmidt or like Matt Olson or someone like that, I just felt like let's leave it. Offensively, I don't think we're gonna have a problem scoring runs. I moved Jose Ramirez to second base, that's why he went up in rating, and then I moved Brendan Rodgers to third, and that's why he went up a couple ratings as well. I guess we could use a extra bench bat. Let's see what we can find that's gonna bring in some runs. Justin Turner, I feel like he's been with the Dodgers his whole career. There's no point in bringing him in. Do we just bring back Daniel Murphy for a season, even though he's gonna fall to like a 12 overall? Let's just bring back Jed Jerko on a 1-year deal. Like, it's not the end of the world. He's normally a pretty good bench bat anyways, and that is how we'll end it. We're gonna see how this season plays out. I like the team. I know I said I was gonna trade Mejia. We'll leave it as is. Pitching rotation, I think this is one of the better pitching rotations we've put together. Bullpen's been doing pretty well as well. So let's leave it as is. Let's see how this season plays out. Hopefully we can get past the wild card. I think we're ranked pretty highly too. Number 2 in baseball. Like, we definitely need to win some games. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. All right, so we've entered September. Things kind of went a little south. Like, I think we're on a pretty bad losing streak. Good thing we're starting to win some games. I know we're in the 90 wins, but I'm going to show you the end of August and then going into September, because I think we're on like a 2-week losing streak. We won the division 103-59. But this is why I was saying, like, we went on a pretty decent, like, hey, we're going to lose a lot of games. And then we won one, and then we snuck in a little win here, and then we decided to start winning again, which is great because, whew, it's not how you want to end a season on a losing note. So Trevor Story had the most RBIs, which is great. Looking at awards, we have a Gold Glove, no MVPs, unfortunately, which sucks. It is what it is, though. And we're gonna win the division by 19 games. We're the 2nd ranked team in baseball, and we're actually putting up some good numbers. So let's take a look at it. Whoa, that's not good. But the bullpen, Cedeno didn't do as well as I would have hoped. Baez did, though. Winkler struggled a little bit. Delgado was solid. Claudio struggled as well. So let's put Baez as a setup guy. And Edwin Diaz, he held down the fort, though. Only blew 2 saves, had 40 of them. That's good to see. And then looking at our starting rotation, this is what I wanted this entire rebuild. Like, this is what I wanted. Just solid pitching throughout. And you guys can see a lot of 2 ERAs, a lot of low whips. That was good. We just created like a super rotation, and it worked out pretty well. So our bench, Danny Santana was our best hitter, and he was also the lowest rated one, so that goes to say something. Charlie Blackmon looks like he's starting to slowly fall off a little bit, but I mean, 34 home runs, 90 RBIs, and a 284 average. That's still pretty solid. Jose Ramirez just never really did much. Like, it's not bad, 25 home runs, 80 RBIs, but it's just, you know, like, his first year before we traded for him, he hit 36 home runs and 100 RBIs, and then it was just like, nah, I don't want to perform anymore, which sucks. David Dahl, 35 home runs, 105 RBIs, 42 doubles, career year with a 10-11 OPS. Very solid left fielder. Trevor Story, I'm glad he came back. He had 41 home runs, 912 OPS, 132 RBIs. Brendan Rodgers, kind of a beast. I'm glad we ended up starting him. Colton Welker, in limited appearances, pretty solid. Very good. Jose Ramirez would be a player I would get rid of. Let Welker take over for third, and then move Brendan Rodgers to second. That's what I would do for the long term. Raimel Tapia would definitely be the center fielder going forward. He looks like he's going to be really good. Tyler Nevin, definitely going to be the first baseman going forward. He had a great year. And then Francisco Mejia looks like he's starting to slowly become really good. I mean, he's only 26, so I mean, this is good stats. 19 home runs, 275 RBIs. Gotta love it. So overall, extremely happy with the team. We're taking on Pittsburgh. Can we get by them? We sweep them. Perfect. We're taking on the Mets now. I need Hendricks in this spot, and then Fulmer, Clevenger, and we'll go like this. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. So far, so good. Taking on the Mets to get to the World Series. Can we do it? I was going to say, if we're going to get swept, this is going to suck. We're facing elimination, though. So here we go. Quick manage. Can we do it? Kyle Hendricks, and Michael Fulmer are both having phenomenal years. So looking at their team, they brought in Brantley, and that's it. That's really the only hitter they've brought in. But we need to score. That was our problem last year in the postseason. We didn't score in that playoff game. So we need to score more than 2 runs this time. So it's 2-1, which is kind of unfortunate, but at least we're only down 1, right? Couldn't get that run in, man. So here we go. 5th inning. Anything would be nice, you know? Anything at all. Trevor Story accounts for both of our runs because of home runs. Like that shouldn't happen. We need to start scoring. 7th inning. Kyle Hendricks is going to keep going. Let's just keep going. There we go. David Dahl gives us the lead. All right, we'll take out Hendricks now because I noticed he was actually a lot more tired than I thought he was. 2-run score. Can we get a couple more? That would be massive. Let's go Danny Santana. He gets out. Blackman gets out. David Dahl adds a couple more, and it looks like we're going to keep this series alive as long as we don't just completely fall apart. Like, that would be absolutely terrible. We're in the 9th. Let's go Diaz. Let's just close it out, hopefully. 7-5, we won. All right. To go to the World Series, can we do it? That would be amazing if we could. Like, that would be really good. Michael Fulmer's had a great postseason. So let's see what we can do here. Things are looking good. 1-0 lead. Could we get a couple more? No. All right, that's fine. We're still up 1-0. We're up 3-0 now thanks to Mejia. Bases are loaded with 1 out. Sac fly brings 1 in. All right, I'll take a 4-run lead though. That is great. Love it. All right, here we go. We're just tearing apart this pitching. Too bad we couldn't score there, but bases were loaded, so I'll take that. So offense is flying. We just gotta take advantage of these runners in scoring position. Sac fly gets the run in. We're back up to 4 runs. Michael Fulmer is pitching well. And Jeff McNeil, calm down, all right? I think that was it for Fulmer. Like, he's looking a little tired. As I say that, I accidentally give him an extra pitcher or extra hitter. But so far, so good. We're in a good spot. Can Winkler go 1 more? That would be great. Let's go Claudio. He gets out of it. We're going to pinch hit. We're going to go to Danny Santana since he's our best bench bat, even though he hasn't done anything. But let's go 9th inning. Edwin, I need you to shut the door here. Please. There we go. We're taking on the Yankees or the Mariners. Okay. Yankees or Mariners in the World Series. It is going to be the Yankees, though. So we got Clevenger, who's had a great postseason. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it like that. And then if we need to, we'll hit John Gray there. So here we go. It all comes down to this. Yankees, Rockies, season 3. Can we do it? We lose the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd. We're about to get swept. Like, I can already feel it. I can just feel it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I guess it's John Gray's turn. And can we do anything? Looking at their lineup, they brought in Inciarte. They brought in Garcia. Okay. Abisail Garcia. So I was almost going to say Aramis Garcia, but I was like, nah, that's definitely not right. Abisail Garcia. So there we go. We get a run thanks to Tapia. But I mean, it is looking kind of questionable. We're back up 2-1 thanks to that. But John Gray's just not filling me with confidence right now. Like, he's really not. Like, I just don't feel good. We're going to take him out there. And let's see if we can do anything. Senzatella. Man, I don't like this. All right. I do like this, though. Can we get anything out of it? No. Pedro Baez has been doing well. Perfect. 9th inning. We need something here. Please. Anything. We're going to lose. They're going to walk it off. I'm calling it now. I just feel it. And I don't like this because I know it's coming. And I can't stand this because it's going to happen. Home run's coming. I can feel it. Trevor Story, though. All right. Edwin, please come in and shut the door. That's all I'm asking. Okay. We somehow kept it alive. Not too sure how we did that. We're still going to keep this series going. Are we going to go to a game 7? That's the only way we're going to win it. So Clevenger's going to come in and hopefully do the job. That's a good start. Trevor Story, 2-run bomb. Gotta love it. No run score there, even though they had a guy in scoring position. And double play, that kind of hurts though. I need Clevenger to at least get me like 5. And he's like halfway through stamina already. So if we could get some quick innings, we're going to let Talkman go deep. Talkman the Sockman. That's what's going on here. Double play was kind of rough there. Let's go Winkler. Man, you serious? We're down 1 now. I'm not feeling good with this game. Especially with only 2 innings left. Can we do anything? I actually tried to sign Ken Giles and he didn't want. He wanted like crazy money. So if we could, you know, win the game here off of him, that would be huge. And we take the lead. So I'll take it for sure. 8th inning. Let's go to the setup guy, Baez. And he allows the tying run. Gotta love it. Perfect. Just what I want. Just what I wanted. Cedeno gets the out there. We're going to have to play matchups now. Can we do it? Bases are loaded. Sack fly. That's our season. Oh. All right. It looks like we have an award, though. Playoff MVP was Trevor Story. And, I mean, he kind of carried the team at a point. So, looking at our lineup, David Dahl struggled a bit. Trevor Story did very well. Colton Welker, atrocious. But I like the team we assembled. The pitching is kind of in a tough spot, though. You got a couple players hitting free agency, but I think you have the money to make it work. So that's where we're going to end it. Unfortunately, couldn't win it this time. We did make the World Series, though. Just wasn't able to do it. We just couldn't score the runs when we needed to, and that's where we're going to leave it. So I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy MLB content. 20s just around the corner, so like MLB 20s right there. Once that game comes out, we're gonna be cranking out so many rebuilds and just videos for you guys. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Leave a comment down below, let me know future videos you would like to see. Other than that, guys, I hope you did enjoy it. Social media links are down in the description. Go and give them a follow if you haven't yet. And I'm gonna leave you with 2 videos on screen, my most recent and also one that YouTube recommends you check out. So if you haven't seen either of them, go and give them a watch, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.